What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant and you're watching Suburban Nerd. It's the channel I get my nerd views on today's nerd news. Also give reviews on TV shows that I watch. Today's TV show I'm giving a review on, as you can see in the title, is Titans, the first season, episode 9, titled Hawk and Dawn. Now, if you guys haven't seen any of my reviews, for TV shows at least, I pretty much try and recap the whole episode off the top of my head and then give my opinions on things that happen. Well, in the last episode, episode 8, this is a quick recap. Dick and the rest of the Titans, they part their ways because Dick wants to try and find himself, so he goes back to an old friend called Donna Troy, and she, if you guys don't know, she was apprenticed to Wonder Woman. Now, meanwhile he's doing that, you've got the whole Titan group, which is Rachel, Starfire, the mom, and Beast Boy. They're going back to a home that Rachel's mom owns, or was in the family. While they're on the train, you know, someone notices, you know, because it's hard to not notice Starfire, and it turns out that person to Marshall, but before we find out about that, she straight up yokes him up and then threatens him, and he says she's hot, or that's his reason for getting out of the whole situation. And then the train gets stopped, they somehow get out, Starfire blows up a whole one of those sections, which I think probably kills a bunch of people, or at least the cops. Dick is trying to find himself with Donna Troy at the same time, but then he kind of interferes in some of her work. She takes pictures and tries to, you know, get all these poachers gone. Then he shows her this picture of Starfire's storage area where he's writing. She deciphers it, goes back. Meanwhile, they Starfire and the rest of them, they got back to the house, and Rachel's trying to go into Starfire's mind to try and find out what issues, so get her memories back. She gets her memories back, realizes that she's here to capture Rachel, and that's about the time when Dick is on the road with Donna trying to get there, and that's where it ends off. So coming into this episode, I was expecting a little bit more connection, and I'm not gonna say I was upset, but I was very disappointed. Why? This episode should have been this episode should not have been where it is right now. It should have been right after the whole thing where the atomic family, whatever they are, they straight up threw Dawn off the roof and beat the hell out of Dick and Hawk. That's the episode after that is when this episode should have happened. Not after this whole cliffhanger scene where Rachel is going into Starfire's mind, and then Starfire wakes up with glowing eyes and then brings her up, and then it's like, yo, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a little upset, like I said, or disappointed at the situation, because I don't know if you guys are fans like me, but I wanted to see what happens next. This made no sense. Even though throughout the episode you see Raven popping up saying, help me, help me, help me. With that being said, the rest of this episode started off, giving that recap. You got Hawk in the hospital watching over Dove, and he can't take it or whatever. He goes and sneaks and takes some pills, goes into deep sleep, and that's when we start seeing the history of Hawk and Dove. And Hawk used to play Pee-wee football, and when he played Pee-wee football, he had this little brother, half-brother I guess. His name was Donnie. Donnie's cheering from the bleachers, and you got this creepy ass coach looking at him. I'm like, why is he looking at him? I was like, something ain't right here. And then all of a sudden, when Hank is getting ready, he's coming, and then he sees his little brother Donnie with his coach. And then he's like, okay, Donnie, let's go. He was like, oh, the coach wants to show me the what's it called, the weight room. He was like, let's fucking go, Donnie. And then it was like, whoa. And then the coach was like, whoa, you shouldn't be using that language. How? I bet you would probably get expelled if I told both you and your brother was talking this language. He was like, he wasn't saying nothing. But like, yeah, he was. And that's when you know something's about to go down. You feel, I hate watching shows. I mean, it's something that happens, you know, like, I'm not gonna act like this doesn't happen around the world. And it sucks seeing this stuff happen, especially even if it's a movie or show portraying it. It just sucks seeing it because you know it's real. You know there's pedophiles and creepy ass people out there like this. But you see it happen, and then the brother Hank, being the brother, older brother, tells him to go. He was like, I'll look at the weight room. He was like, you'll never be as good as me. You get out here, and then basically pisses off his brother, and the brother runs off like, you're a jerk. And then he goes into the room. He knows what's gonna happen. And he knows it's not gonna just end at one time. And yeah, you see him as an older person. He's a star football player, taking shit down. And he's let's just say he's not like things like this happen, and you got to get out your aggression. So apparently, like, this is what he's been doing. He's been doing football. He's every day after football, like this, that, the coach and everything. So he's got this mindset. He's very aggressive, because that you're just gonna have some sort of anger built up in you. I know that. I really do know that personally. So you go, and he's playing football. His older brother sees on the TV that he gets really hit hard. So the younger brother, not the older brother, Donnie, runs to the college. He was like, yo, you all okay? He was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, everything's okay. And then he's like, yo, just Kuna Matata, hands him a bear, and then he passes out, hits the floor. The brother goes like, yo, what's going on? Concussion. Apparently had a concussion. They show it on the x-rays. The doctor tells him, like, yo, you're gonna need to take some time to rest, because you can't keep taking these hits. He was like, yo, okay. She was like, yo, you're gonna have to take these pills. He was like, yeah, all right, I'll take these after the finals, after the playoffs or whatever. So he's like, you're gonna have to take this. The younger brother's like, yo, you're gonna kill yourself. You gotta stop. He was like, yo, I'll be okay. Next thing you know, the younger brother's inside the library, and then Hawk's like, I can't believe you did this. It's not, you're right, whatever. And then he's yelling at him. He was like, yo, I care about you. I don't want you to die. He's like saying, I did this for you. He's like, don't care about me. And then the guy was like, yo, calm down. He's like, yo, be quiet. The guy just turns around and bam, knocks him out. And then somehow a brawl breaks out inside this library, which I don't know, first time I'm seeing a brawl in a library other than a bar or something. But hey, it was kind of badass. But you see, because I thought the younger brother might have been like a wimp, whatever, but apparently he's been taking martial arts. Meanwhile, Hank has been playing football and just being a jock, which I do like their friendship and their dynamic. Like sometimes you have some brothers that one's a jock and then the other one's a nerd or whatever, but this one maybe been a nerd, but they still loved each other, and that's what I loved seeing. Like, you could tell there was some camaraderie. They were truly friends, not just brothers. So they whip everybody's ass in the library. They're in front of the dean. The dean's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. You're a star football player. Your great grades. You know what I'm saying? And you're just write an apology. And then the younger brother's like, yo, why? He was like, when's it gonna end? Huh? When's it gonna end? He's given his health to you guys. He's given everything to you guys. So why don't you just do what you want to do? He was like, what do you mean? And he leans forward like, kick us the fuck out. And I'm like, damn, son, you just went 0 to 1,000. Like, all you had to do was write a damn note saying I'm sorry for hitting the dude for no reason. And it's over. You straight up was like, out. But I guess because he knew that the brother would keep playing football and get injured more and more, so he just was like, yo, you know what? I'm done with this. We don't need this. We don't need, like, but it's hard to say, because, like, a scholarship, but except your health, you definitely got to think about your health. Like, the brother probably wouldn't have taken it down. He probably would have kept doing his thing, and that would have eventually led to him dying or whatever. So they go back, and he's talking like, yo, he was like, oh, why did you do this? Like, I can't believe you did that. He was like, yeah, we got to stick together. He was like, I know you got this aggression or whatever, but like, it's all because of my fault. And he was like, what do you mean my fault? He was like, the locker room. He was like, no, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And so he was like, okay, but we need to get out this aggression. He was like, yo, but you're not like me, Don. He was like, well, teach me to be like you. Teach me to be angry. So they go and look online. Apparently, they find out that there's pedophiles around. And like, oh, if you guys didn't know, in the beginning, like, there was, I'm sorry, I missed that part. There was this like short real clip of them with the video doing, like, amateur video of them staking out a guy, and then they beat up the dude. It's like, yo, Batman and Robin, you got some company. But in this thing, this is how you see that happen, where they're looking and they find out, because all the pedophiles, they have to be on the map so you can know where the hell they are. In fact, I haven't even done that around here. Maybe I should look. Maybe everybody should take a look and see where the pedophiles are, just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, they decide, okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna whip some ass, we're gonna go out and do that thing. Then it jumps to Dove's back history, which is she was a ballet dancer. She was a great ballet dancer. She was a lead ballet dancer, and she had her mom's rooting her on. It ends, and then they go to have some tea, some lunch tea or something like that. So the mom, apparently she's going back to an abusive father. Dawn's like, yo, I left. The sister left. You left. Don't go back to him. And she's like, okay. So then they're leaving. Now while they're leaving, that's when you've got Hank and Donnie walking, and they bump into the mom and Dawn, and they're like, oh, the mom looks at Hank, is like, yo, he's a handsome guy, cause he is a handsome guy. He's a big, stocky, handsome guy. You know what I'm saying? But while this happened, the craziest thing happened where these trucks are driving, one hits to the other, and then like bam, and I didn't notice it, but I played it back, like I just heard them like, Mom, Donnie. And then I was like, oh man, I was like, did they get hit? And then I played it back. Yo, that was like, boom. Like, the thing got crushed, as you can see. And it's like, damn, that's how they go. And then they're going to some group therapy, I guess, in a way. And both Dawn and Hank ain't saying nothing. They leave. Hank is in a bar. Dawn happens to walk into the bar. Tries to sit up, have a small conversation. Hank some stupid shit, basically discarding her. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm being an idiot. And then he was like, yeah, I lost my brother. And she was like, why don't you tell me about the brother? So then that's where they have the moment when basically she's his therapist and he's telling her everything. And then they're leaving, and she's like, I'll see you next week. He was like, maybe. So and then the next time they're there, she's sitting in a room, they're talking, and she lets out and tells, why is it, the thing that makes it worse is there's no one to be angry about. Yes, you can be angry, maybe the guys were drunk driving, maybe you can, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, like, the people that hit you, something could have, like, you could be angry at someone, because even though it was an accident, hey, but, you know, maybe it was an accident, a breaker, something broke, and then it just went off, maybe something jumped away, but from what I saw, just all of a sudden hit, it was just reckless driving. So she could be angry at those people, but she wants to find someone to be angry about. She comes out. Hank is sitting outside. She was like, yo, you mind, you wanna chill? Like, you wanna tell me about your mom? And then that's when you start seeing a collage, a montage of them hanging out, eating crumpets, like drinking beers. And then she takes him out to tea. And this dude, I'm sorry, the dude has no way or idea of putting the correct amount of butter and jam on a biscuit. Sorry, son, there are rules. And you have broken every one of them doing that thing. Because I was watching, like, as a foodie, I was like, oh, no, what is, oh my God. But, you know, he was probably playing, he was being silly. That's what he was doing, because he just put a whole bunch of jam and butter on a biscuit and just ate it, and just, like, you know, just showing that, like, you know, like, he's not as proper as her. And then they go back to they spent more time. They go back to his apartment, and eventually after, I don't know how long they were together or talking or seeing, she ends up sleeping over. She finds out about the, what happened back in high school, in Pee Wee. I don't even know if it was like grammar school. What happened with the coach? And she was like, "Did you get him?" Like she goes inside the thing, because that's why he tells her everything. She goes to get something, and that's when his outfit from Hawk and Dove came out. And then he starts breaking down. He tells her about everything with the coach after every game. And she's like, yo, did you get him? Like, you go out and beat these pedophiles up. Did you ever go back to him? He's like, no, because if I did, it would be real. And then she was like, really? So after he goes into his room and she sleeps on the couch, she goes and looks up the yearbook and sees a coach. And then she goes and she looks up where the coach is living, and then she dips off. And then he comes out of the room. He looks and sees the computer and sees where the coach is. And then that's when, because he probably knows where the coach is, he just never went to go fuck him up. So I'm sorry this language, but hey, if you're watching Titans, they've been cursing all through the thing. So anyways, she shows up, go be like, yo, rings the doorbell. Guy answers the door. She was like, yo, you're a sick man. You need to admit what you did. He was like, I ain't do nothing. And he tries to close the door. She pushes in, and then they start fighting. He pulls out a gun. She's like, what? She knocks down a gun. They're farting, and he's still overpowering her, because she says she's got, like, 7 years of, what was it? 7 years of gymnastics, dance, and jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu is, I guess, taken down once you get on the ground. So I guess karate would have been more suitable for hand-to-hand combat like that. But anyways, they're fighting. She stabs a glass inside the guy's leg. He goes down. He's crawling towards the gun. That's when Hawk comes in, steps on his foot, starts whipping his ass, starts beating him down. She looks at the computer like, yo, he's a sick man. He's just put a bunch of pictures of kids on his computer. And then he tells her, like, go. She goes in front of the door, says, I'm not going nowhere, locks it, and lets him whip his ass. I'm wondering if he killed him, because I thought that maybe that's why he didn't go back, because it's like, if I go back, I don't know if I'll be able to restrain myself. Normally, I beat these guys to the pulp and have them admit. With him, I think I might just go that far. Which is, I would, if it was me, I might, if I was doing that too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very traumatic. You just letting out all your anger. You're not going to stop till it's over. You're going to Wilson Fisk his ass like the whole, like the head and the thing in Daredevil, or you might just go like Cottonmouth on that dude in that room that he was beating the hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't stop, no limit. And I thought that's what it would have been for. But like I said, he just didn't want it to be real. But apparently that night it was real. And I don't know if he's dead or not. But hey, well, maybe they probably won't even show anything. This is a flashback. So they go back, and they're inside the room, and then she, you know, I guess feels bad. She takes off the clothes, and then they go sleep together. Then she wakes up in the morning and says, we can't do this. I can't be in a relationship like this. And that's when she sees Rachel screaming, help me. And all through the episode we've been seeing this. So I'm like, that's why I was like, is this a flashback, or is she going through time? I don't know what. But apparently it was like they were sleeping, so she was just in their memories trying to ask for help. So she wakes up. Dawn wakes up, crawls over to Hawk, or, you know, Hank, wakes him up. He was like, yo, Rachel needs some help. We need to find Jason Todd. And that's where the episode ends. We don't see any, how you say, like, next episode. And I'm like, Jason Todd, like, how is he that important for you guys? Because in the last episode, like I said, the Titans were together. You got Dick and Donna going already towards them. So I don't know what Jason Todd's going to do. But, hey, we'll see. But anyways, that's pretty much my review off the top of my head. Hopefully you liked it. And, you know, my ideas or my theories or whatever's going on with this. Because I'm still looking for it. I like Titans. I enjoy every episode, every week. Except for this one, like I said, I wish this was put in another place. And then, like, they just continued from last week's. Because it just felt out of place for this. But if you like this review, remember to put on those notifications, like the video, subscribe, check out my last review of Titans, check out my playlist of TV show reviews. Remember, I'm Wes Grant, you've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next review.